Hello, everybody, and welcome to Inside Cornerstone, your weekly look at everything going on at Cornerstone First Global Methodist Church here in Alexander City. I'm Brett Pritchard, beside the infamous Billy Coleman, pastor, coach, extraordinaire.
Idiot. Idiot.
I know. Far from
Comic.
That. Hey, far from that. Okay? Hey, you and I will start off by saying we're both humongous Auburn fans, and
Yep.
That was the first time Saturday you and I sat beside each
It
other at a
is.
football game.
I was proud and honored
Well,
to
I was
have
honored
you
to be
sitting there.
in the family.
Family, yeah.
I've had
That's
tickets.
high cotton.
Well, it is high cotton. I was in the middle of high cotton. We've had the same seats in Jordan Stadium for 20 plus years.
Wow.
And just like you guys have. And,
Yeah.
So to be able to sit over there where you guys were, and that was fun, and the energy was so positive it almost got Auburn a win.
Yeah, we came off close, dude. Well, I do think they're getting better.
They are getting better.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, I had to start off by saying that because that was a beautiful day. Just
It was.
great time to
Great
be.
football weather.
Yeah, it was. It was just good all the way around. But we're glad all of you joined us out there. We have a lot to talk about each and every week, and a lot of times we go down rabbit holes and we get into to stuff that it does end up having relevance, to what.
Does it?
I
Good to
think
hear.
so. I think it does. But anyway, you can keep up with Cornerstone here in Alexander City by going to our website, cornerstone-fgmc.org. You can go to our Facebook page and become a friend of ours on Facebook. You can watch all the services right there on our Facebook page or the website. It's your way to stay in touch with us and communicate with us. Again, if this is the first time you're watching, we are Cornerstone First Global Methodist Church here in Alexander City, Alabama, and we'd love to have you as a visitor if you're looking for a church to become a member of. And again, we've had a lot of visitors over the last 4 or 5 months.
Really have a
Coach,
lot.
we've had a lot of people join the church.
Yes.
I've had personal text. I know you have too. I shared one last week from a lady that really is hearing great things about our church, and she and her husband are looking at coming to visit and see what it's
Great.
all about. And
Love to have
that's
them.
all we want. We want those out there that maybe don't have a church home to come and see what we're all about at Cornerstone. And again, we want to welcome you and want to make you part of the family. And again, not to recruit. If you're happy in your church, that's what we want. We want you to be happy
Absolutely.
where you are. And but again, we talk about our fellow churches here in the community because
Yes.
how we all work together, for the same mission.
I'm doing a revival in a Sunday night coming up in November at one of our churches in the community. It happened to be a global church too, but I mean it's another church. Anything to help each other. That's
Right.
what we need to show the world in this community, that the body of Christ. It succumbs boundaries of church properties and sanctuaries, that we are all one in Christ, and there's nothing that the bad guy wouldn't want more than to divide us. And we do a pretty good job of that ourselves, actually.
I was going to say,
but we're committed. I think we got a lot of great churches, and we're unified, and we only worship one Savior. That should unify us.
Right, and you kind of bring up something that you and I haven't discussed in our pre-show discussion.
I'm shocked.
Here we go again, right? We throw a curve right out of the
Throw
gate.
it.
Feast of Sharing. I want to talk about
good.
our Feast of Sharing program here at Cornerstone, and you can't ever have enough people. And I know B.J. Barnett's a good friend of mine. Is involved with Feast of Sharing. He actually brought some things to my attention over the last couple of weeks, and the number of teams that kind of do a rotation, throughout and try to help be responsible for the weekly meals. But talking about community, talking about being involved, the Feast of Sharing program is a perfect example of, not just being people from our church. We get help from other places, and we want to encourage people if they want to be part of Feast of Sharing, and I'll let you kind of tell everybody what Feast of Sharing is.
Well, Feast of Sharing is just a community meal that's available for anyone to come to. It's also a service project for our church and people in our church. I mean, Jesus told us to do it. I mean, sometimes we say, well, what's the reason for it? Because Jesus said this is what you do. And feeding people that would appreciate a meal, and I get to speak there a lot, and this maybe is my favorite thing to say. I'll always stop before, I'll give a little short devotional,
Sure.
Brett, and then we have a prayer. But I always point to the kitchen and say, the reason we're having this tonight is because those people right in there love Jesus. And he has told them to make this meal possible so that they could get to know you, have fellowship with you. But the number one reason why they're here is because they're committed to Christ. We need to make sure people know that's why we do what we do. There's a lot of people that like to get, maybe a little bit of self-proclaim, but this is not what this is about. Right. This is about service and selflessness. And it's really great. I mean, we'll have 40, but we'll have 100 carryouts.
Wow.
It's reaching out to a lot of people. Yeah.
Well, again, the mission of the church is to reach out to those that maybe don't know Christ, or what. I've given an example before of when we had church league basketball, and it was really at its peak here in Alex City. And I can give several examples of people that came to know Jesus and came to church because but that wasn't the intent, though. The intent of them, I'm talking about when I say the intent, their intent was to join a basketball league and come play basketball.
Exactly.
But through the basketball league, they learned who Jesus Christ was, and it changed their life. And again, Feast of Sharing, you're reaching out and saying, here's a meal available to anybody in the community that wants to come and partake. But the people that are there preparing it, and they're different every week, that come to do that, want to serve Jesus, and they want to serve their community, and they want to be a light for him, and they want to be able to have a conversation with somebody that they otherwise probably wouldn't have an opportunity to talk to.
I have a story to tell.
Let's do it.
All right. So I'm in college, right? I'm a big fisherman, love fishing. The guy that taught me everything that I know about crappie fishing was a guy named Harold Rich. Undoubtedly the best crappie fisherman in this state. Went over 300 times a year. He knew what he was doing. So his boys went to our church. He had never been to church. So we go out and we go fishing. And as we fish, we develop a relationship. And I mean, he knows. I mean, I'm the pastor, so he knows where I am every Sunday.
Right.
But that one did. It was our friendship, our relationship. Well, one day, he and his wife Nancy, who was a devout Christian, came to the doors of the church and sat there. We had an altar call. Now, I was praying at the altar, so I heard stuff, but I didn't see anything. I heard the doors go in the back. Somebody had left. Then about 10 seconds later, somebody came back in. It was Harold and Nancy. They came down and they accepted Christ. Harold Rich accepted Christ that day, and the transformation in that man was unbelievable. What had happened is he was so convicted that he grabbed Nancy's hand and said, well, I got to go. They walked out. They got down the steps, 2 steps into the parking lot, turned around, came back. And he came to the altar and gave his life for Christ. Now, listen to this, Brett. I'm at a pastor's meeting. Of course, I'm 19 years old. I'm a squirt. All the other guys, these seasoned veterans and stuff. I'm the rookie, right? I'm talking to a guy at First Methodist, blah, blah, blah. And so I say, well, yeah, I was so excited. He said, man, this is a great guy. It's changed his life. We went fishing together. He said to Christ, Billy, wait a minute. Hold up, stop. Can you tell me anybody that's ever really accepted Christ in a fishing boat? Well, I got a little smart aleck in me. You were at the game Saturday.
I did.
I looked back at him and I said, what about Peter and Andrew? He got so mad. He walked off and stuff like that. That's what you're saying.
Right.
We had guys that accepted Christ by deer hunting together, fishing, basketball.
There's no blueprint.
How about softball tournaments?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Right.
There's no blueprint for, and I'm going to say this too about you building that relationship. And again, God kind of leads our conversations on this show.
I hope so.
This was not
that needs to happen.
Hold on. We didn't have any of this even planned.
No.
And the reason we got down this rabbit hole is because of Feast of Sharing, and so
here we are.
Here we are. I know we got to take a break. When we come back, I want to tell you what I wanted, about
what you meant to say.
Yeah, what I wanted to say about this, because I do think it's huge in getting people to come to church, and I'll tell you when I come back. Stay tuned. More of Inside Cornerstone right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Medicine Express Family Pharmacy, located conveniently at the corner of Airport Drive and Highway 280 in Alexander City, offers friendly service, convenient drive-through service, and can answer any questions on prescriptions and vitamins. Local family owned with 30-plus years of pharmacy experience, they also offer compounding services, which includes personalized hormone replacement, therapies, and pain gels. And they accept most insurance and discount cards. Go see them today at Medicine Express Family Pharmacy.
Amanda Scroggins with RE/MAX Around the Lake will cover every inch of Lake Martin's 880 miles of shoreline to find your family's dream home. Amanda's experience is top-notch, and she is consistently a top 10 RE/MAX agent in the state of Alabama. Her love for her clients is sincere and from the heart. Call her today at 256-749-6634 or visit her website, amandascroggins.com, today.
As your State Farm team, we will be there for you with the financial strength to deliver on our promises. Service that's a sure thing. You can think of us as your good neighbors who help protect what's important to you. We're here when you need us the most. You can call us 24/7 to get answers to your questions, file a claim, or see if we can find you more ways to save. We have many coverages and many discounts. We can help protect more areas of your life and find every discount you qualify for along the way. Please call us or visit 2048 Cherokee Road for coverage you can count on.
For 30 years, Derek Blythe has built a reputation in the Alexander City area as the family attorney. He's always been passionate about fighting for his clients because he believes everyone deserves an advocate in their corner. People of his community deserve to have someone in their corner to fight for them. And he loves making lasting relationships with those people and their family. Whether you're seeking child custody, divorce, visitation, looking for compensation after being injured in a car accident, probating an estate, dealing with a contractual dispute, fighting criminal charges, Eric Blythe is here for you.
Welcome back, everyone, to Inside Cornerstone here. Coach, trying to go back to what we talked about in the first segment and figuring out a way to get people, and I don't think it was your intent. You went fishing, and he knew who you
and
were.
Caught a bunch of
and
them,
caught
by
a
the
bunch
way.
of fish.
Yeah.
But through time, you build a relationship.
Right.
There's one thing that I've heard over the years from several different people is that I don't want to go to church. I don't want to feel pressured.
Yes.
And I don't want to feel like I have to do this or have to do that. And I think the example you gave, the basketball example, the whatever venue or forum you want to use and choose, it's on your time and God's time that decides when it's right for you.
Good point, Brett.
And so that to me is one of the biggest drawbacks because, and I'm not going to name any churches, but growing up and being in a church where somebody comes into a church to visit and they get attacked And I mean attacked by like swarm. We're glad to have you, man. You know, what can we do to get you? You know, what can we get you to join the church? You want to join next week? What? You know, we'll bring everybody back in. We'll get you joined now.
Yeah, here's our collection plate right here.
I just think that there's a lot of people that are fearful of that.
Yeah,
and I want to go back to an example of working at Central Alabama Community College, and one time I had this person come in, and it was an older gentleman, and it took a lot for him to walk through that door. So many barriers to get past that door, looking for reasons not to come back to school. And a lot of times, and as I got to know him, he told me, he said, look, you know, as an older gentleman, I didn't really want to come back to college. I felt like people would say something about me, whatever. But I was looking for reasons why not to go through that door. And the customer service was so good, and everybody made me feel so good here that even though I was looking for reasons to leave, I couldn't. I couldn't leave because I felt like I was at home. But I used that in a customer service spiel one time with a bunch of my colleagues in the two-year college system. As I said, look, you don't realize what people have to overcome, young or old, to walk through that doorway. And when they get in that doorway, they're still looking for reasons to turn around and walk out. We have got to be overly welcoming and make them feel welcome on their time, though.
Definitely.
We got to know when is too much to pressure and when to back off, and when able to read that. So, again, you could have gotten in that boat, Coach, and said, I really want you to come to church. I love fishing with you, but I really wish you – and you may have driven him further away.
That's a great point, Brett. You're exactly right. And I will die believing this. The number one characteristic of a great leader is the ability to build a relationship.
Right.
When people come visiting our church, our goal, I mean, not my goal or your goal, our goal is to build a relationship with that person and to reach out. And I went and visited a guy yesterday. And, you know, we talked about hunting and turkey hunting and fishing and stuff like that. And and before I left, he said, hey, you come back soon now. I really enjoy. You build a relationship with somebody.
Right.
And that's what, dadgummit, our kids they're missing the relationship because of the technology and all. One-on-one. I used to tell the kids in my sociology class, okay, you like virtual? Try virtual kiss after the prom. See how that works out for you. No, it's the real thing that you want. You don't want a virtual kiss. You want a real kiss.
That's right.
And I mean, you see what I'm saying? We're destroying relationships.
One of the biggest things, and I know we've kind of gone off a little bit here, one of the largest.
Surely not.
No, we never get off track. But we're really not off track. We're kind of, I think we're talking about things that relate. One of the biggest deficiencies of corporate America and getting people to come to the table as far as an employee is soft skills. That if you ask anybody at any company right now, what do people struggle with the most? And it's looking you in the face, communication 101, shaking your hand, knowing how to just talk and carry on a conversation. We don't have that anymore, and it's getting worse.
How you doing?
Good.
To see you.
A good firm.
That's what you're talking about, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It's not the meek and mild. Like, you pull up their resume and they got everything that you're looking for, and they walk in the room and they won't say, and they're like, okay, I'm scared. I don't really know. And it's not making fun of anybody or anybody's personality, but these devices and the way we function in our society now, we've gotten away from what it's like to interact one-on-one in person.
That's exactly right.
We're so comfortable of typing on a text or on a keyboard, and we actually meet that person, and you go, man, you're not anywhere, anyway, the kind of person I thought you were. Because you were just chatty Cathy on your text message, and I can't get you to say two things to me.
I agree with you totally. And I don't know what it's going to take to take us back in that direction, but we have a lot of emptiness inside that needs those relationships, friendships. Hey, the word trust.
I had something.
You can't build trust on a stinking.
You're gonna get disgusted.
I would never get disgusted.
You're gonna be disgusted on what I'm about to tell you. And again, this was a conversation that I was privy to. I was on the peripheral of the conversation. I was listening to two people talk. And I mean, I was there, part of it, but I wasn't in this actual part of the conversation. But it had a guy, it was a coach, that looked at another coach and said, you know, I told our head coach the other day, man, you know, we don't have to be up here watching all this film in person like we used to do. He said, we can get a lot done over Zoom. You know, when, you know, Zoom, and I thought to myself.
Is this where I get disgusted?
Yeah, I think I just heard you get disgusted.
Yeah, you did.
I had to kind of turn and look away from the two talking, and I know I rolled my eyes, and I thought, that's what's wrong with our country. That right there is, how do you expect your players to go out and perform and do the things that you need them to do or expect them to do when you're okay with saying, I tell you what, I don't really want to get in my car and go up there and watch film and go through all this stuff and try to prepare a game plan. Why don't we just all log on to Zoom and do it virtually? Well, you know what? Do you play the game virtually? I bet you'll get a virtual result on Friday night.
That's how that works.
Exactly. So, again, it just kind of it was disheartening.
Right.
Because, you know, I didn't expect that to come from a coach. And we know that that's what's being relayed and to other coaches and into the players. And you bring up a great point. There is no substitute, and I'm old school too, for sitting in a classroom and looking at the teacher and interacting.
That's right.
Now, again,
That's right.
thankful that we had Zoom and things during COVID, that we could keep education going, but that wasn't meant to be permanent.
No.
There are times that works out really well for people. Maybe they can't make it, but you've seen people like Elon Musk and people in this world saying, we're getting back to going to the office. You know, this working from home isn't cutting it.
That's
we
exactly
can't develop
right.
things. We can't have ideas. We can't do the things that we need to do that you have as a one-on-one interaction via a computer.
Human relationships.
It's
you cannot replace them.
You can't replace human relationships.
It's all about relationships.
I know we got down this path by talking about how there are certain things that get you out into the community. Feast of Sharon's not a virtual. You can't eat
Let's
a virtual.
go back to Feast of Sharon.
Hamburger.
Yeah. The greatest thing about Feast of Sharon is glad to have you. Appreciate you being here.
Right.
The reason these people are in the kitchen is because they love Jesus Christ. Let's have fun. Let's laugh. Let's get to know each other. Jacob's Ladder. The little kids, of course, I got a lot of little kid in me.
Right.
But they walk down and they want to make faces, and I make faces at them, and we give each other all kinds of stuff. And you got to have a relationship. Parents and kids and their sons and daughters, they need that relationship, that trust factor, you know?
You know, I go back to, before we close this segment out, going back to the COVID, and I don't have the numbers, but Christianity and church attendance went, obviously, coming back off of COVID, went way down, and it was a problem because people got comfortable, and it became a situation where, well, I'll just turn it on and I'll watch it live stream, or I'll do it was an attack on, and I know there were a lot of different regulations and rules that didn't make sense, where you couldn't gather in a church. Oh, but you can gather over here and you can do this. I think there was an assault on Christianity that was going on back then too, personally. But I don't have the numbers, but I know attendance went. It suffered. Coming back out of COVID, people got in a routine in this country of doing things by sitting on their rear end in their pajamas in their home, watching by phone or watching by a computer screen. And look, that's great and wonderful. It's good to have that option if you can't be in person that
That's
particular
what it's
Sunday.
for that.
Right.
For that.
But not
yes.
to substitute.
No. Well, I guess you've heard, maybe you weren't there on the Sundays I've given a stat at least twice that during the COVID era, our government came out with a list of businesses that were essential and ones that were non-essential. Churches, first off, liquor stores, and now this ain't probably popular to say, liquor stores and abortion clinics were on the essential list, and churches were on the non-essential list. So here's what does that say about our priorities?
I'll tell you what it says. It tells you that you shouldn't let your government tell you what you should do.
What's important, what's not important. For sure.
That should be you making your own mind up. The last time I checked, we were in a democracy.
Does this mean I'm fired, or does this mean it's a break?
I think it just means we go to break. Okay. Now, if the thing catches on fire,
that's different.
That may be a different story.
But I want to hear from Robert Turner, one of my closest friends.
How about that? And he's about to be close, like literally close.
Literally close, right here.
Closest
but
friend.
Now we're not doing any Matthew stuff.
No, okay, that's fine.
Because Robert would get pretty upset about it.
As Coach said, we'll have Robert Turner with us when we come back. Stay tuned. More Inside Cornerstone right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice. Bice Motors.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau tri-tunes, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
As your State Farm team, we will be there for you with the financial strength to deliver on our promises. Service that's a sure thing. You can think of us as your good neighbors who help protect what's important to you. We're here when you need us the most. You can call us 24/7 to get answers to your questions, file a claim, or see if we can find you more ways to save. We have many coverages and many discounts. We can help protect more areas of your life and find every discount you qualify for along the way. Please call us or visit 2048 Cherokee Road for coverage you can count on.
Amanda Scroggins with RE/MAX Around the Lake will cover every inch of Lake Martin's 880 miles of shoreline to find your family's dream home. Amanda's experience is top-notch, and she is consistently a top 10 RE/MAX agent in the state of Alabama. Her love for her clients is sincere and from the heart. Call her today at 256-749-6634 or visit her website, amandascroggins.com today.
Medicine Express Family Pharmacy, located conveniently at the corner of Airport Drive and Highway 280 in Alexander City, offers friendly service, convenient drive-through service, and can answer any questions on prescriptions and vitamins. Local family owned with 30-plus years of pharmacy experience, they also offer compounding services, which includes personalized hormone replacement, therapies, and pain gels. And they accept most insurance and discount cards. Go see them today at Medicine Express Family Pharmacy. Welcome back, everyone, to Inside Cornerstone. We're now here with one of our special guests, a good friend of ours, Robert Turner. Robert, good to see you, buddy.
Thank you, sir.
Glad to have you, Robert.
You didn't walk off right after you got sat down, so that was a good thing.
It was close.
You make it. It
close.
You're fitting right in, man.
Usually, if you can make it that first minute, you got it licked. So, but we're glad to have Robert here. Robert's a big part of our church, and especially in the music ministry. And Coach, I'll let you kind of talk about Robert a little bit.
Well, the first thing is Robert loves music, and one of the big transformations I think that's happened in Cornerstone, Robert, has been the music in the Green Street service. We got a great praise band. We know that in the Arbor. Talk a little bit about how in the last, say, 6-7 months, you've seen the music part of the Green Street service grow.
Okay. First of all, though, I'd like to say I'm sorry I didn't get here in time to do a wardrobe check and makeup.
Right.
We will we'll be okay. And that Zoom meeting might have been a good thing for me to do.
Well, Well,
I like this guy's okay.
he's already rolling.
Yeah, there you go,
Sure
Robert.
that he's
Yeah,
fitting
I
in
hear
that
what
chair
you're
up
saying.
pretty well.
Yeah.
Actually, he's sitting in that chair pretty well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, where's the attendance pad?
There you go,
Oh,
Robert. Yeah,
he's
good
a
job,
shoe-in.
baby.
He's a shoe-in. So.
Yeah, our music ministry at Cornerstone is just phenomenal. And I'm not saying that for me, but I think for our whole choir and our congregation, it's a phenomenal thing. 8 or 9 months ago, we were averaging between 8 and 10 choir members a week. And since we joined Global in February, we're up to 25 to 28 members per week now.
Well over double, almost triple.
Oh yeah, it's something to behold, and we've gotten a wonderful, blessed Christian man. David Simpkins is our music director. It's a joy to be in the choir, and he teaches us not just to sing, but what the words mean, the scriptural
That's awesome.
behind them. It's just
You-
amazing.
You know, one thing that I've noticed, and I've heard from other people that have visited our church, is that there's one common word they use, and it's energy. And you can feel the energy in the buildings. And our music program, Robert, from the praise band to the choir at Green Street to the development of the kids' choir through David and everything that's going on, there's life in it. You know, you can sing a song, but it can be dead.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
but
Yeah, exactly.
you can feel, like, again, the energy and the want to. And I think people like David and Billy and, you know, our other David with you. I mean, we got multiple Davids, but, you know, all of them have an energy that they bring to their area, and that's what causes people to get, you know, I guess, excited and want to be there. People go to things and they flock to things that are fun and exciting.
Right.
And they go away from things that are dull and boring.
Yeah.
And I think that's why the music program's growing.
Right. And you've talked a lot about what fun we have at Cornerstone, and it's
And
so
it's
true
true,
in the
yeah.
true in the music ministry.
It is.
We go out each Sunday to sing, and we hope that something we sing or play in music will touch someone's heart, and they will find Jesus through the music. Sure. And we're trying to get the congregation to join in and praise God with music, and it's a very important part of ministry.
I don't think people realize what is going on in the background. Just like our show's not possible without Kane being back there kind of making it work.
Right.
But, you know, the first thing David Simpkins does on Monday, sticks his head in the door when he walks in the door, says, have you thought about what you're doing for your message? And, you know, first thing Monday morning, I've just got through speaking 4 or 5 times on Sunday. Usually my answer is not, I don't know, you know, but as I come up with it quickly, and when I do, he incorporates the music into the message. It's just like two gloves. And then, you know, in a traditional service, Brett, the choir has a stronger role than in say, a non-traditional service. The doxology, the Gloria Patri, the introt, when we come in and begin our service, we've got the organist or the pianist playing a great song, and then while we're taking up offering, there's never a dull moment. The music's always going on, and we have a great pianist and organist alongside these 28 choir members, and Silicaga plays a role in that too,
Yes,
don't you?
yes, big role. And that's what I was going to say. Tricia Hartsfield and Robin Lewis, our musicians,
They're
are just
unbelievable.
unbelievable.
They are. So it's a big deal, and you know, I honestly think that I know what a lot of people think about a traditional service in this society today. I get that, okay? I really believe, given a chance, most people would fall in love with the traditional service that is got this music throughout from beginning to end. And you know, one thing that David does, Robert, is he will on every song, he'll cut the music out.
Yeah.
And let just the voices do a verse, including the congregation.
Yeah.
It's powerful.
I want to say this, Robert, about all of you that make this possible. When you don't just show up on Sunday and
Right. There you go.
grab your music and just start singing. And I know you guys don't look at it as a job, because it's not, but it's because you want to do it. But for anything to come off the way it comes off, you have to put time and preparation in it. You know, I look at our praise band on Sunday. They practice and they have to choose what they're gonna, and they have to play it over and over to kind of make sure they're all in sync, so they can go on stage and perform. Same with the choir, same with the organist and the pianist, and all of that lining up. You guys put a lot of time in to preparing for what we see on Sundays.
But again, it's fun.
Right. You look forward to going.
Exactly. It's a joy. It's a blessing to be in that choir. And talking about the music for the congregation, those old hymns, traditional hymns, say so much. They're almost as good as a sermon. No offense there. But
No, none taken. None taken. I agree totally,
It's
100%.
wonderful.
And you know, Robert and I are bonded in a lot of different ways. Robert is a tremendously faithful member of Legacy Builders. He's one of those guys that comes every week. And, you know, Robert, we get involved once a year with the Special Olympics. Could you share a little bit about that with them?
Yeah, we've, can we mention product names?
Sure.
We take the Special Olympic children from Alex City a Chick-fil-A box during the Olympics.
Right.
And we've been up there a couple of times, and when you see those kids open
This
those
is
Chick-fil-A boxes, you can just see a smile on their face.
Yeah, it's
And
unbelievable.
for the non-Alexander City kids, they have a kind of a strange look, wishing they had one.
Yeah, and that's a little sad.
It is sad.
But that's one thing that Legacy Builders does. And another thing I want to make sure before that light starts blinking is Robert is on our Fellowship of Christian Athletes board of directors for this area and is extremely active. And if you got an FCA event going on, Robert's going to be there. He's going to support it. And he is committed to Christ in a lot of ways. But talk a little bit about your experience on the FCA board, if you would.
FCA is one of the most wonderful ministries around. They actually go into our schools and bring the good news of Jesus to these youth. Mm-hmm. Not many organizations can do that. And it's just, what they're doing is just, it's a blessing. Because like you said many times, the youth are what it's all about. Mm. And what they do with those kids, it helps them through life. They can learn Jesus at an early age and grow up and go to church, sing in a choir, whatever. And it's just a wonderful thing for them. And Cole Limbaugh's our area rep.
Right.
And he just does a tremendous job. We all need to pray for FCA that they can stay in the schools and bring this message to our youth.
And FCA and Legacy Builders are like,
Right.
yeah, we're
Intertwined.
practically, and this is
Intertwined.
October, Brett, and if you don't mind me saying this,
I don't mind.
we're trying to get, FCA people have to support themselves. They're like missionaries. And when Robert says Cole Limbaugh, he has to raise his own money. October is Legacy Builders' way of supporting his ministry. So we concentrate on people that want to make donations to Fellowship of Christian Athletes. It's tax deductible. And we raise really honestly a good bit of money for that. So that's what we'll be out there doing this month. It's a really big month for us to try to help, and that is bringing Christ into our schools. It's helping our young people, and in Legacy Builders just goes hand in hand with it.
And one other thing too about that, they give Bibles to the students.
That's right.
They pray in schools.
They do.
It's amazing.
Well, it's an organization, again, I think it's the last the last frontier, for Christianity in public schools. I mean, and again, it's important to hold on to that. And
You were at the Auburn-Georgia game. What's the
Right.
first thing those kids did when they came out for the
went
kickoff?
down there and knelt and prayed.
Each end.
Both of
Georgia on one end, Auburn on the other.
If you don't think it's in them, I mean, look,
That's
that's the
FCA.
thing. It is. It's FCA, and It's what they're being exposed to, and that shows you that they're being exposed to the right things.
Right.
And again, just a special group, and they do need your support. We talk about FCA on here a bunch because it has such a far reach, and we talk about youth and children on here a lot because that's our future, and that's what brings a lot of the energy that we talk about all the time. And they have plenty of other external influences, so they need as much of this kind of influence as they possibly can get, in their life for them to choose. So, Robert, we really appreciate you being up here today, and glad we didn't scare you away.
Right. One last thing I'd like to say, if anybody out there can sing, we have openings in our choir.
There you go.
Your life will be changed by doing music at Cornerstone.
Robert Turner is a blessing in my life and in the lives of many people. If you're going to play a pickup game, spiritually speaking, you need to choose him.
There you go.
He needs to be on your team. Thanks, buddy.
It's a great analogy right there.
Yeah.
Robert, thanks so much, buddy. Appreciate it. Up against another break. Stay tuned. More of Inside Cornerstone right after this.
You did great, man.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
As your State Farm team, we will be there for you with the financial strength to deliver on our promises. Service that's a sure thing. You can think of us as your good neighbors who help protect what's important to you. We're here when you need us the most. You can call us 24/7 to get answers to your questions, file a claim, or see if we can find you more ways to save. We have many coverages and many discounts. We can help protect more areas of your life and find every discount you qualify for along the way. Please call us or visit 2048 Cherokee Road for coverage you can count on.
Medicine Express Family Pharmacy, located conveniently at the corner of Airport Drive and Highway 280 in Alexander City, offers friendly service, convenient drive-through service, and can answer any questions on prescriptions and vitamins. Local family owned with 30-plus years of pharmacy experience, they also offer compounding services, which includes personalized hormone replacement, therapies, and pain gels. And they accept most insurance and discount cards. Go see them today at Medicine Express Family Pharmacy.
Amanda Scroggins with RE/MAX Around the Lake will cover every inch of Lake Martin's 880 miles of shoreline to find your family's dream home. Amanda's experience is top-notch, and she is consistently a top 10 RE/MAX agent in the state of Alabama. Her love for her clients is sincere and from the heart. Call her today at 256-749-6634 or visit her website, amandascroggins.com today.
For 30 years, Derek Blythe has built a reputation in the Alexander City area as the family attorney. He's always been passionate about fighting for his clients because he believes everyone deserves an advocate in their corner. People of his community deserve to have someone in their corner to fight for them. And he loves making lasting relationships with those people and their family. Whether you're seeking child custody, divorce, visitation, looking for compensation after being injured in a car accident, probating an estate, dealing with a contractual dispute, fighting.
Final segment here on Inside Cornerstone. Again, thanks to all of you for joining us each and every week. And if you're new to the program, we appreciate you joining us. And we'd love to have you at Cornerstone in Alexander City. And I want to thank our sponsors for all that they do, making this possible, making the show possible, contributing to our Wednesday night dinner at the church. So all of that money goes back into all of this ministry, and we really appreciate that. Coach, final segment, there's a lot that we want to get to here. We want to thank Robert Turner again for coming out and being part of the program to talk about our music and the choir and everything going on. And you know, Cornerstone is full of a bunch of Roberts. You know, it's the best way I can sum it up.
Exactly.
You got a bunch of great people like Robert
Right.
that just love the church and want to help in any way that they can,
Right.
and just enjoy what they do and shine a positive light wherever they go.
They bring glory to Christ in everything that they do. They're an inspiration for others. They know what a friend is. We talked about relationships,
Right.
and there's one of them.
All right, let's talk about next Sunday, which, as you're watching this, will be leading up to this coming Sunday. Our kids, pretty much a kids takeover.
Yeah,
That's the way
it's called Children's Sabbath.
It's Children's Sabbath, but
Yeah.
our kids
It's a
and when I
takeover,
say
yeah.
in kids, it's the church's kids are taking over the service from start to finish.
Yeah, there going to be some greeting people
Right.
as they walk in. How powerful is that going to be? Taking up offering, doing announcements, singing. They will be doing the music, reading the scripture. You know, it's great, and Brett, I think it's a trend. I talked to David Hand. I think we want our youth to do one. We'd like our men. You know, we need the men in the church to do one.
To step up and do
Oh yes,
Right.
and the ladies in the church, let them
Right.
have a Sunday, and
I think that's pretty cool.
just participation throughout and that sort of thing. And yeah, that is the church. The church is everyone working together, and it's
You
exciting.
know, we took and you spoke of that. Our Sunday school class a few years ago had gotten so large, we were trying to decide the best way to, you know, we didn't want to create a new class. So, you know, we were trying to figure out where we were going to meet. And I can't remember who it was. At the time, me and Danielle were co-teaching our class.
Mm-hmm.
So she'd teach a Sunday, I'd teach a Sunday, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of collaborated that, hey, look, why doesn't Danielle take the women and I'll take the men?
Mm-hmm.
And so we split, and for
A lot of churches do
probably
that.
for 4 or 5 months, we did that, and it was good. And then we came back together
Yeah.
in the fall and joined the class
Sounds
again.
great.
But we, you know, and what you find out is, and again, this is no shot at one or the other, but you know, there's times that women are in a class of just women that they feel like they can open up and say things that they wouldn't want to say in front of a bunch of men.
Sure.
And vice versa.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
times that men may open up
Right.
and talk about things that relate to men and things other than having to deal with, you know, the women being in the room. And again, it's not that you're trying to hide something from
No,
one or the
of
other.
course
It's just,
not.
you know, freedom to see a new perspective on how, you know, a men's only Sunday school class and a women's only Sunday school class goes. But that's just kind of an example of the same thing.
Well, Christianity is an individual relationship. Yeah, we have family and friends that share our walk with us.
Right.
But in the big scheme of things, it's an individual thing. And sometimes sitting in there with a bunch of guys, you can share some things that they can relate to,
Right.
that you're feeling. I mean, I think it's a great idea, and that you came back together.
Right.
I mean, I think there's
Well,
both in that
we actually came back
equation.
together for the last 10 minutes of every Sunday.
Oh,
So,
it's even better.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so we would
yeah.
break off.
Yeah, I
We
got
would
it.
actually start together, do prayer request, whatever, and then we would break off into separate rooms.
I like it. That's
and
great.
Then, and then came back for the last 10 minutes
Yeah.
to kind of close out everything. So it's kind of cool that way. But kids' Sabbath, children's Sabbath is coming up Sunday. Make sure you come because you want to be part of this and you want to experience, and they're going to put a lot of time and effort in to making this a special service. And are they going to do it at Arbor and Green
Yes,
Street?
they are. They're going to do it at both. And Brett, something that has started at Jacob's Ladder on Thursdays at 9
Okay.
is I get a group of kids and they sit over here and we do an impromptu skit on
This is-
on a Bible
this is where
story.
You get them all geeked up, and then you leave. Is this that time?
That's it.
9 o'clock.
And
Thursday?
I'm going nuts and being somebody that I'm not sure I would want to be in a regular church setting, but they're wanting me. I'm being tempted and pushed and bribed to do this in one of our services. Now, I'm not doing it this week.
Oh, you're not?
No, I'm not
Okay.
ready. But we're going to do it in the near future, and it's going to
Oh,
be
I got
it's
something-
going to
I
be
got
funny
something
now.
really funny
I
for you.
promise you that.
All right, I've got something funny for you.
Yeah,
All right, so every Sunday we have Children's Minute, right?
yeah.
Well, are the children going to have Adult Minute and bring all the adults down for?
No. But they are going to lead the children's
That
minute.
would be pretty weird, though, wouldn't it? I mean, if
I think we need that. I mean, I absolutely think it would be a great idea. But we get all fired up when 40 or 50 kids, I don't know what we're going to do if 200 adults
I mean,
come
just
down,
find a room,
Yeah, it would be fun.
It was almost the all call for the educators. You
Yeah.
said, hey, I want all the educators to
An
stand up
aisle.
and get an aisle, and everybody except like 5 people
Yeah.
got up and got in the middle. I'm
That
like,
was funny.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
I'm like, why didn't we just stay where we
I am going to let them do the dismissal.
Okay.
We're pretty lousy on that right now, but we're getting
You're
better.
getting better.
But I'm going to get the
I think
kids
it's
up there to
timidness.
say this
I think
church.
it's timidness. People are
Well,
timid.
let's get that out there.
gotta get that
I'm
timid.
working on it.
Yeah, you call
When I make
people
the
out.
congregation do ups and downs, that's going to get around the community, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
that'll go over well, I think.
But I'm
Some
excited.
can get down and may not be able to get back up.
Like me. But I can't. It's almost a prayer request. The message this Sunday. Of course, usually I do 2 different messages. It's going to be the same one because it's the same theme. I'm going to try to do a message not on the adults raising and setting the example, the importance of that for kids, but the importance of kids,
Right.
the importance of them in the big scheme of things. There are some great scriptures that Jesus talks about the children, and I'm going to try to do a message on that. Of course, it'll be condensed because there's a lot of other things going on, and that should be the focal point of the service, but I'm working on that. Jesus has a lot to say. Maybe next show,
Okay.
we can hit a couple of those things he said that are
Sure.
pretty powerful. But I'm excited about this service. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, talking about services this past Sunday, I'll let you finish up talking about your sermon from this Sunday. And you talked about Calvary, and you brought up something I never had thought about before, that it's only mentioned, the word Calvary is only mentioned one time in the Bible, and it's only in the King James Version.
That's right.
So that's odd, because, a lot of hymns have Calvary in it. A
churches.
lot of churches' names
yeah.
are Calvary.
Yeah.
It's a very common word in Christianity, but for it to only be mentioned one time in the Bible was, I don't, I guess I never thought about it.
It's interesting. That's for sure. It's a powerful word. And out in the edge of a garbage dump in Rome, and
I thought you made the setting. You could actually
so yeah,
see it and smell it.
I tried. Well, it stunk.
Yeah,
If you could
right.
smell it,
I mean, you
it-
know what it is if you've ever
Oh,
been
yeah,
next to a
yeah.
landfill or something like that.
Well, we have this right here on our show, and this is this symbol symbolizes the most gruesome death in the history of the world. Some say. I mean, I guess there are others, but the Roman cross, and the way they did it,
most feared.
they sustained it. It took you a day and a half to die.
Right.
And it was a spectacle. This represents one of the greatest symbols of fear and death ever. And at the same time, today represents the greatest act of love ever shown in the history of the world. There will never be another day. There's never been a day like the day Jesus died on the cross. There will never be another day like it. He died for the sins of all mankind, you and I and everybody else. He took on those sins and died with a crown of thorns over his head, 39 lashes on a cat of 9 tails. 40 would kill a man. There was blood everywhere. And there he was on a Roman cross, symbolizing the greatest act of love in history. It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
It's
it is.
pivotal. The whole world turns on this.
That's right.
Right here.
That's how monumental that was. So
it's God's love for us,
right?
Calvary's love,
right? Well, again, you talk about that word, and you know, the symbolism. I think a lot of times when you see Calvary Church or the word Calvary, I think a lot of times people have that as a glorified vision in their mind. They don't envision a dump and it being out where a bunch of nasty trash,
stinking,
and, rats crawling around,
right,
the smell of death and things like that. You know, you just really kind of puts things in perspective.
What did you think about the comparison of that little thing I called the Easter phenomenon?
About
where our churches are packed, we have to put chairs out on Easter, but the Sunday before and the Sunday after, we revert back to that. And why? Why does that happen? And I don't know what you thought about it, but in my opinion, if we spend all our time on the resurrection and don't ever go to the crucifixion, where were we forgiven of our sins? Were we forgiven of our sins when Jesus walked out of the empty tomb? No. We were forgiven of our sins at the cross.
The deed had been done.
Yeah. Here's the love.
Right.
Now, hey, the empty tomb is the victory. I will agree with that.
Right.
But here's the love right here.
Right. That's right. That's where the act.
You got to go here.
Right.
To experience the resurrection.
We're not here if it's not for that.
Right, and I think that's it. That's why we all celebrate that one day called Easter, but not as much because we don't spend as much time. This is painful.
Right.
When you go here, you're reminded of
and just don't. And again, we want people to go to church, but don't just show up to church because it's Easter Sunday and I gotta go. You know, and I think a lot of times people go, oh, well, it's just the thing to do on that particular Sunday every year. Well,
maybe.
You know, and again, we want, and somebody might be brought to Christ by going to church that day because of that. So, and that's kind of the theme of this show today is you don't know it's on God's time and that person's time when they come to know him. So,
that's right. That's right.
Coach, it was a great show. We're out of time.
No,
again, we
really?
want to thank everybody for
it was fun.
It was fun. We want to thank everybody for joining us each and every week.
Thank you.
And, appreciate all of you that come up to us and give us a few words of encouragement about this show. It really goes
It means a lot.
Really goes a long way. We really appreciate it.
We do.
That's going to wrap it up. We'll see you next week, everybody.
Thank you.
For 30 years, Derek Blythe has built a reputation in the Alexander City area as the family attorney. He's always been passionate about fighting for his clients because he believes everyone deserves an advocate in their corner. People of his community deserve to have someone in their corner to fight for them. And he loves making lasting relationships with those people and their family. Whether you're seeking child custody, divorce, visitation, looking for compensation after being injured in a car accident, probating an estate, dealing with a contractual dispute, fighting criminal charges, Eric Blythe is here for you.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Medicine Express Family Pharmacy, located conveniently at the corner of Airport Drive and Highway 280 in Alexander City, offers friendly service, convenient drive-through service, and can answer any questions on prescriptions and vitamins. Local family owned with 30-plus years of pharmacy experience, they also offer compounding services, which includes personalized hormone replacement, therapies, and pain gels. And they accept most insurance and discount cards. Go see them today at Medicine Express Family Pharmacy.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.